The John Winant Award honors the late NBAA director and longtime association president by recognizing other former NBAA board members who, as Winant did, have dedicated their time and expertise to promoting business aviation after they have concluded their service on the NBAA board. Winant, whose involvement with NBAA spanned 5 decades, had a lifelong passion for business aviation. Elected to the NBAA board in 1957, he served in all of the association's volunteer elected officer positions, including what was then president from 1961 to 1964. Winant remained on the board until his appointment as chief executive of the staff in 1971, a post he held until retiring in 1986. Even after leaving the association, Winant remained an active supporter of NBAA and business aviation, authoring 2 books on business aviation history. The 2011 John Winant Award recipient is accomplished airman, author, and advocate Jim Cannon, who has, in the 10 years since he served on the board, led volunteer efforts for 3 of NBAA's conventions, written dozens of articles on aviation, and now serves as program director of the International Standard for Business Aircraft Operations, ISBAO, at the International Business Aviation Council. Throughout his career, Cannon built thriving operations at the flight departments he led. He has always been focused on developing strong teams and establishing effective policies and procedures, which led him to launch a business conducting ISBAO audits in 2008. It wasn't the first business Cannon started. Early in his career, he invested in Jet Professionals International, JPI, a global business aviation staffing firm. Cannon got his start as a Navy pilot and served his country in the Vietnam War, flying the Grumman E-2B Hawkeye, an airborne communications and command center, charged with detecting enemy targets and providing a vital link between the carrier and aircraft on patrol or in combat. He also served as a landing signal officer and flight instructor, training Navy pilots to land on carriers. After concluding active duty, Cannon began his career in business aviation as a co-pilot for the W.R. Grace Corporation. In 1983, he co-founded JPI, one of the first recruiting firms of its kind, matching companies in need of short and long-term flight crews with pilots eager to work. He ran JPI for several years before returning to the hangar, serving as chief pilot for Dresser Industries and Haemonetics. In 1997, Cannon was hired to lead the Home Depot's flight department as it shifted into international operations. With Cannon's experience in aviation recruiting, he knew how to build effective teams, taking Home Depot from fewer than a dozen people to a world-class operation of nearly 30 aviation professionals. In Cannon's flight department, personal development was not optional. If he saw potential in somebody, he would draw it out, once putting a pilot with 700 hours in the right seat of a Hawker. It was while at Home Depot that Cannon served on the NBAA board, where he was seen as a powerful voice for the industry and an active contributor. In 2001, he became director of aviation for Home Depot co-founder Arthur Blank, flying for his philanthropic foundation as well as the Atlanta Falcons. Since his tenure on NBAA's board, Cannon has become a regular contributor to Business and Commercial Aviation magazine, writing more than 60 articles for trade publications over his career. Along with a professor at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, he recently co-authored a forthcoming book on safety management systems. In 1999, 2007, and 2010, he chaired the local committee for NBAA's Atlanta-based conventions, helping to ensure a successful event for tens of thousands of attendees and bringing hundreds of volunteers together to build playgrounds for Atlanta's less fortunate kids. Cannon's depth of experience as a pilot and manager make him a highly qualified program director for the ISBAO, an appointment which NBAA applauded earlier this year. He lives with his wife Lynn in Atlanta and has 2 grown daughters. At the flight departments he's led and the businesses he started, as well as in his columns, Cannon has always been a sincere communicator and conscientious leader, making a positive impact on the many careers and lives he's invested in. The 2011 John Winant Award recipient, Jim Cannon.